Martin gets into a fight. Anita's back and finds out about Nicole and Leslie's fight. And Jacob has bad news for Smitty and his case. What's good, y'all? This is Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Beyond the Gates video. And in this one, I am going to be breaking down the next week on, giving you the synopsis for all the new episodes for the week of July 14th, I believe. Let me double check. Yes, July 14th. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you don't miss out on any of my Beyond the Gates content and conversations. If you want to read these synopses for yourself, they will be listed on ericavane.com. I update every single week on Friday afternoon after the new episode so that you guys can get a preview. This is kind of like a spoiler because I'm reading the synopsis so you have an idea of the plot points that's going to go down in each episode. If you don't like spoilers, go ahead and click off. Go check out one of my other videos within the Beyond the Gates playlist as my episode recaps or character discussions. I have tons of Beyond the Gates content. I think that you're really going to enjoy it, which is why I think you should subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's jump right on into it with episode number 89. We are quickly approaching the 100th episode, y'all, and this time has been flying so quickly. But episode 89 is going to premiere on Monday, July 14th, and the synopsis reads: Martin has a physical altercation with a stranger. Haley tries to reconnect with Ashley, and Chelsea reassures a weary Madison that her ex is in the past. Now we know I'm recording this before I actually see episode 88, which premiered on Friday. But the synopsis that I read from next week on talked about how Madison was going to have issues and was going to be feeling very, very unsure in the Friday episode. So I think this is just a continuation of that. There's going to be a lot of reassuring that Chelsea's going to have to do when it comes to her relationship, this new relationship with Chelsea, because Allison popping up really just threw a monkey wrench into their little smooth sailing. Madison is a young lady, a smart lady, a doctor who is not a part of the influencer lifestyle. It's not really out there sexually, it seems, as we have seen Chelsea be with her swinging with the married couples and whatnot. So a lot of what Chelsea's normal lifestyle feels very jarring to Madison, and to have Allison come in and profess that she wants her back and profess that she needs to drop this girl and profess like, yeah, I actually made a mistake, and to know exactly how Chelsea was speaking about this woman and how Chelsea was so into her and so hurt, I could totally see why Madison is feeling unsure and she's feeling a little bit unsteady. So again, Chelsea just gonna have to be working overtime to reassure her, to give her a little bit calm, to give her a little bit of peace, and again, just tons and tons of affirmation and reassurance. Now the question for me is going to be how much or how long is Chelsea going to be willing to do this? Because while I was proud of her for pushing back with Allison and not just immediately fall into Allison's feet and like, yes, thank God you came back for me, I knew it had to be something wrong that you rejected me, because that's exactly what Chelsea's character give. I was surprised that she didn't do that. I also don't think enough of her to think that she is going to be able to spend a ton of time investing in Madison in a way where she constantly has to reassure her. I think that Chelsea's the type of girl who's going to get turned off by the insecurity, that's going to get turned off by the jealousy, and she's not going to want to put in that amount of work, which is going to suck because Madison could actually be a really great fit for Chelsea, but we just going to have to see. That is just the first episode of the week, and when it comes to, it's so surprising for me because when it comes to this whole Allison, Madison, Chelsea trifecta that's happening, it's the most interesting things that I've seen play out when it comes to Chelsea's character. So I'm excited that they're still sticking with it, and it's not just something that's going to be wrapped up really, really quickly, even though Chelsea really just rejected all of Allison's advances and is not seemingly pursuing her in that way. Now, the question for me is also going to be, will Allison not give up? Like, will Allison be persistent, which is also the thing that makes Madison weary about where Chelsea is, and if Chelsea will leave her to actually go back to Allison, because Allison don't let up. Who the hell knows? Okay. Martin has another physical altercation with a stranger. I don't think that this is Kenny, even though when I first read it, I was like, oh, Kenny, because it gives like stranger, because Kenny has now been reintroduced post he was supposed to die at the damn docks, but Tyrell brings him in as the chess buddy, and you know he's been coined as a stranger, and because Martin didn't reveal to the kids like you can't actually interact with this man is actually a dangerous person, which I think that he needs to do. It's one thing to protect your damn family, but you also can't protect them while also keeping them ignorant, and they are teenagers. They're gonna buck the system. Tyrell especially, he has a very, very rebellious soul, and I think that it will do way more good than harm if Martin Martin revealed who Kenneth is, so that Tyrell will really stay away and not be trying to sneak out, not be trying to go behind that back just to keep this relationship, all because he thinks that his father is set tripping again, because Martin does seem to be set tripping a lot. This is a very real threat. But then when I reread it, I was like, this can't possibly be Kenneth, because I feel like they would have actually mentioned Kenneth in the synopsis. So this is going to be probably somebody random. And I think that this is going to come at the hands of Martin just being overwhelmed. In the most recent episodes, we see him, falling asleep on the couch with a bat. Smitty has to wake him up. He's having a nightmare, and more of the visuals are starting to come up. And I think that he has a bunch of anxiety as well as frustration and anger building. And he is just going to blow up. And I think that this is going to be a thing that launches him back into the space that he was at 2 years ago when this whole accident happened. So maybe Martin mentally has some type of anger issue or some type of mental aggressive problem, and this maybe not the whole full-blown episode will happen, but we're going to get a peek of it, and he's just going to have an altercation in reference to maybe pushing somebody or grabbing somebody, or visually checking out, having a flashback in a moment, and then maybe a waiter at the country club grabs his shoulder, try to get his attention or something, and then he just does one of those. I could only imagine what it's going to be, and I'm just hoping that this helps move the whole storyline along so that we can get an understanding of what the hell happened that night. All of the things are starting to be revealed, right? In episode number 87, we got a flashback with Jacob and his dad, and we saw his dad running out of the police station in plain clothes, and he was so terrified. It looked like he had seen a ghost or something terrible had happened, and it just really shook him. So we're getting all of these different pieces from Marcel, from Elon. We're getting additional visuals from Martin, but we still don't know what actually happened, so we can have an understanding of the gravitas to it. And I just want to know what it is versus them consistently talking around it, and I want them to get to it. So I'm again hoping that this physical altercation with the stranger is going to be a thing that helps accelerate us in the storyline for Martin, so that we, one, get an understanding of what that thing was, and then two, we're catapulted further into how they're going to actually put it to bed for good this time. Now, the other thing that's in the synopsis talks about Haley reconnecting with Ashley, and we got the peaks of this in episode 87 because, Haley came in for her follow-up doctor's appointment, and she's talking with Ashley, and she mentions to Ashley, yeah, I used to hang out with you and Naomi, we could be cool. I want to invite you to my baby shower, blah, 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 blah. And I think that maybe this is also spurred by Leslie rolling up on Haley in episode 87 and trying to show her the commonality, and now this is re-energized Haley to try to go and get friends because she doesn't have friends. She only has Bill, and she was reminded of that in how Leslie was talking to her and the things that she was saying, because I don't think that she actually wants to be Ashley's friend. But you know what, if Ashley, anything we can do to keep Ashley's ass away from Andre, fine, go ahead and befriend Andre. I feel like Naomi is too great of a girl, too incredible of a girl to have you as her best friend any damn way. So if going off to Haley is going to keep your ass away from Andre, and then have Naomi worrying less about you and interacting less with you and going to go find some other best friend who will be much better, then I'm totally here for it. Y'all to go and do random I don't care. Vanilla and chocolate, y'all go and find strawberry and make a Neapolitan. I don't know. And y'all can let me know what y'all think about the episode or what you're predicting in the comment section down below. Tuesday, July 15th is going to be episode number 90, and the synopsis reads, Joey sends Marcel on a dangerous assignment. Naomi follows a lead into June's past, and Smitty takes matters into his own hands where his family is concerned. Now, this is Smitty's whole thing is trying to protect the family for real, and he really has to cover the family in spite of Martin, because Martin, while I know he does want to protect his family, he loves his family a lot, he self-sabotages so much that he winds up putting himself and his family in additional danger because of his anxiety, because of his entitlement, because of his, I don't know, he just has a mind that doesn't think things through all the way. So I feel like Smitty is going to be put in a position after Martin has his violent attack to really, maybe this lights a fire up under his ass to really bring this article to a close. He pulls up all of his sources, he puts together everything that he can, and then he finds out the thing about Kenneth, right? Maybe Tyrell, he sees Tyrell interacting with him. Maybe he sees how uncomfortable Martin is at the country club. Well, no, Kenneth's not at the country club anymore. I don't know what's going to happen, but Smitty's going to come across a bunch of things, and then he's going to basically be putting things in place in spite of Martin. And I'm happy about it. He's been begging, like in episode 87, he was begging Martin, begging him, please tell me what's going on. You're sitting here on his couch, sleep with a bat. What is going on? And he refuses to say anything. And I think all of that is just going to make Smitty go harder. And again, I can't really blame him for it. I wouldn't also be surprised if Smitty seeks out additional weapons or ways to physically protect, like tools to physically protect the family. I wouldn't be surprised if Smitty starts putting trackers on people, specifically Martin. Like, there's so many things they could potentially do with the story, so I'm really, really open to all of that. Let me know what y'all think that Smitty's going to do in taking this into his own hands. Now, Joey sends Marcel on a dangerous assignment. I don't think that he's going to send him again to go take out Randy, because the deal that he made with Vanessa feels like it's going to stick. He just doesn't want Vanessa to try to interject herself anymore in these type of circumstances. But maybe he sends Marcel after Kenneth to go ahead and clean up the job that Randy didn't actually do. Other than that, I don't know what that could actually be. And it's giving Marcel, you ain't gonna make it to retirement, boo. So again, get ready to warm up that damn cell. Now, Naomi follows a lead into June's past. One thing that I really struggle with is like how they have like June pop in here and there, and then we'll go 10 or 15 episodes and no June, and then they'll bring her back. And I was really interested when they first introduced her, but because she is so sporadically interwoven in the scenes or in the season, I kind of like check out, and they don't give us enough of June when they do give us for us to really care. So I can't even begin to fathom of like what this league could possibly be. I also haven't really fully like reconciled what June says is actually the truth versus the lie. So I don't know which stories are actually could stick, which stories Naomi could be following. So I really have no prediction in reference to this. I am still of the like camp that's like going along with and rooting for the idea that June is either related to the twins, or not the twins, Tyrell and Samantha, or she's related to Haley. I would love it if she's actually related to Haley, given that Haley don't have anybody else. And I feel like that could add an interesting twist, especially with Haley now lying about this baby. And if she is trying to trap Bill because she don't have anybody, she's trying to build this up from herself, and then she rediscovers her mom. That could be an interesting story. But I really don't know what this could possibly mean. Again, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Now, Hump Day, Wednesday, July 16th. It's going to be episode number 91. And the synopsis reads, Martin reveals the truth about what happened 2 years ago. Anita returns home and is stunned to hear what's gone down while she's been away. And Vernon and Bill clash over who's really calling the shots. Ooh, this is gonna be so good, because Vernon Dupree has shown us over the last 2 weeks who's really in charge. He might be older, he might be vintage, but don't play with him. He's calling the shots. Everybody need to meet at Bill's office. I need to have a conversation. Why did nobody keep tabs on old boy, and why is he back threatening Martin? I thought that you handled this. You need to get on the horn. Bill, don't get it twisted, because you did my girl dirty and I've been laying off, but I can get on your ass real quick. Yeah, Vernon is giving OG status, and while Bill is going to try to buck the system, I think that Vernon is going to have to remind him of who's the actual baller, shot caller of this circumstance, and how at best Bill is just a tool. Bill is just a resource. You ain't even good at fixing, even though you claim that you a damn fixer. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, love that, Vernon. Love it very, very much. I'm looking forward to this episode, especially because it starts off with like Martin revealing what happened 2 years ago. Finally, we're going to get all of the elements of what happened so that we can even register if it's that big of a deal. Because as of yet, y'all, they've had all of these like, oh my gosh moments. The biggest thing to me has been the like Leslie revealing who she is and who Eva is. Everything else, the build up and like the cliffhangers and all of that, has been not really as climactic as it should have been. Even like the Andre and and Danny relationship reveal, right? That has come to like mixed things. But like Martin and this whole what happened on that road on this night, did Martin kill somebody? Did Vernon kill somebody? Like, is it this? Is it that? Has been like this big build up. And the longer we have gone, the more I've been concerned if we're going to get what happened. It's going to be a complete and utter letdown. So I'm excited that we're finally coming to the place where we're going to get definitive answers on what happened that night. And then we can move forward from there. And hopefully, because Vernon is reminding Bill who's actually in charge, they actually got a plan to silence Kenneth, to bury all of this, and everybody going about their business. Now, it probably won't even be that simple, but a girl can hope, right? Right. All right. Now, Anita returns home and is stunned to hear what's gone down while she's been away. I think that they might have had a falling out. She was already struggling with the articulates. I think that the reunion tour might be on hold, which is why she's back. And then she finds out about Nicole fighting Leslie or trying to strangle Leslie. She finds out about Nicole not wanting to speak to Ted. And then Nicole probably reveals all that Leslie damn said. Find out about the accreditation being lost at the clinic. She probably finds out about Martin's circumstance and how that's come back around. Danny goes public because that's coming in next week's episodes. Like, there is so much actually going on. Find out that Leslie tried to kill Laura. All of the things that they have been hiding from her so that they didn't tank her moment of reuniting with the articulates and going off to Chicago and chasing this dream and healing and all of that. Everything is probably going to get revealed to her in this moment. And I don't know how Miss Anita going to take it, but she probably just going to switch into like fix it mode, and everything that Vernon has not been able to do quickly, she's going to come in and we're going to see exactly why they're perfectly paired together and how they've been able to make this family work and why their damn family is so damn powerful, because together, nothing can tear them asunder. All right, on Thursday, July 17th, it's going to be episode number 92. And the synopsis reads, Jacob arrives with grave news for Smitty. Vanessa imparts information that sends Nicole on a fact-finding mission. And the Duprees open their home to a new house guest. Child, Naomi is going to have June stay with Vernon and Anita, child. Oh my word. I think that June is going to be the house guest, y'all. That's going to be interesting. Let me know who you think the house guest is going to be. I really think it's going to be June. Because she don't want to stay at the hotel. She cannot stay on the streets anymore. She got beat up and put back in the hospital. She had to have surgery. Earlier 2 episodes ago, we get the part of the synopsis on Tuesday where Naomi follows a lead into June's past, which gives her additional information about where she came from. I totally think that Naomi goes to Anita and talks to her about June, and then they offer up maybe a guest firm. And child, June don't have no damn filter. These people were so damn posh. That's gonna be good. I'm actually very much so here for that. Jacob arrives with grave news for Smitty. Maybe Smitty doesn't find out. Maybe in episode 91, when Martin reveals the truth, Jacob also finds out the truth, but Smitty doesn't. And I think that Jacob might be the one passing the news on to Smitty. And it's going to be the reveal that Martin was very much so actively involved in a crime, which is not going to look good, especially if Martin winds up having to go to jail at some point. Even if they're going to get him out, maybe he has to go to jail. And then Vanessa imparts information that sends Nicole on a fact-finding mission. Fact-finding mission about what? Maybe she's looking more into Leslie and Leslie's past. Leslie's husband, Alan, who died. We don't know if anything that Leslie has said is the damn truth. So my brain immediately goes there. Like, Nicole is looking into Leslie, her story, why she here, how to get her sent away. But I don't know why Vanessa would have information on that, because she didn't go through Vanessa to like rent the apartment. Vanessa sends Nicole on a fact-finding mission. I don't know. Y'all let me know. I'm really stumped by that particular sentence. Let me know what you think that means. And then the last episode for next week's new episodes is on Friday, July 18th. And it's episode number 93. The synopsis reads, Anita has some choice words for her daughter. Samantha makes a plea to her father. And Elon puts Jacob in his place and asserts control over the investigation in process. Oh boy. I don't think that this is Elon taking over the like Leslie case. I think this is Elon taking over Jacob officially opening up a case tied to the whole Martin circumstance for 2 years ago. And because Elon is trying to still help keep it under wraps, he takes it from Jacob, which is ultimately just going to speed them on this road of Jacob having to reject his daddy and realize his daddy ain't but a hoe in a and I hate to see it because it's going to deeply hurt him. He's going to be devastated. However, it's something that you're going to have to go through because your daddy raggedy and you're a great man. It just is what it is. Samantha makes a plea to her father. I think that she wants out the house, and Martin is not letting them out until they get a handle on Kenneth, and then they put this whole 2 years ago incident to bed. So that's going to be something very, very, to me, platonic, benign, nothing too crazy. Anita has some choice words for her daughter. I wonder if this is Danny or Nicole. And it doesn't say daughters. So I don't think it's going to be both. It's going to be one or the other. And I think it might, when I really think about it, it might actually just be Nicole. After Nicole tries to strangle Leslie at Orphe Jeans, and once Anita finds out about it, I think Anita's going to have a lot to say of like, this is some Danny thing to do. You don't actually do this. Don't you put your hands on nobody. And then, you know, Nicole is struggling with all of the things that was said. She probably reveals it to her mom. And then she, maybe Anita like is pushing for her to figure out, does she want Ted back or does she not? She can't stay in this limbo anymore. Because those are choice words. I don't know. All of this is speculation. All of this is just what I think could potentially happen again. Let's have a conversation. Let's discuss all of this in the comment section down below. What are you predicting is going to happen? What are you most excited to see happen? Who is your favorite character? Drop it in the comment section down below and we can keep the conversation going. It's your good sis you love to talk TV with, and I'm going to see you in my next Beyond the Gates video.